Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing? I hope you're having a good time. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for being here. I see the reviews, I see the comments. I really do appreciate. Please keep them coming. I love the interaction, to be very honest. I love when I drop a video, you drop your comments, I respond to them. That's the whole point of the video. So please keep the comments coming, like, share, subscribe, and please stick around. I know the quality of my production is not where it should be, but I'm going to get there, to be very honest. So please, you guys should keep on supporting, share my videos. Those really little things really means a lot to me. As you all know, in this channel I'm doing top 10s on Friday and hot takes on Monday. So today I'm going to be doing my top 10 Premier League best center backs of all time. Top 10 Premier League best center backs of all time. That started from 1992, from the time the Premier League started. So over the time, the Premier League has produced some really top center backs. Now it's time for us to know who are the best 10 Premier League center backs of all time. And without wasting too much time, let's get into the video. In 10th place I've gone for Mikel Silvestre, the Netherlands international who played for Arsenal. He had one season at Arsenal and about 9 seasons at Manchester United, or 8 seasons, correct me if I'm wrong. So Mikel Silvestre is our top 10, having kept 80 clean sheets in about 275 appearances. But the most impressive part of his career is that he won 5 Premier League titles, which is something that not a lot of players have. You understand? And when I'm doing my top 10s, I always make sure that I include every single thing, most especially the trophies, the individual awards, the accolades, and eye test. Eye test is always very important. I think Mikel Silvestre was a very good centre back. He came to Manchester United in 1999 at the time when Manchester United was hot, and he came there and he was a very important player in that Manchester United squad, part of the treble winning side, and winning 5 Premier League titles. I think that's really massive. And for him to be in the 10th place, that shows you the quality of players that are in this list. So Mikel Silvestre, with 80 clean sheets in 275 Premier League games, winning 5 Premier League titles, didn't win a lot of individual accolades, because for a defender to get those individual accolades, you have to be at the very top, and I'm sure you're going to get those ones when we get high up in the list. So Mikel Silvestre is our 10th best Premier League centre back of all time, in my opinion. So in 9th place, I've gone for Sol Campbell. Played for Tottenham, then moved to Arsenal. So Campbell is a Premier League legend. He's an absolutely fantastic footballer. He won a PFA Team of the Year, key part of the Arsenal invisible season. He was an integral part in that Arsenal invisible season, and winning 2 Premier League titles to his name. I think Sol Campbell was a very good defender. He was very good in the air. He was very good with the ball. He's so fast. Like for the people that didn't watch him, for people that only know him after he had retired, he was very fast, and he was a very good centre back. So he is 9th place in our list. Some people could argue that he could be high up in the list, but I am not the kind of person that always undermines current players because they are still current players. So I'm going to have, I think one current player I only have one current player in this list, but just explaining to you the reason why the likes of Sol Campbell is 9th place, because there are some top names here. So moving on to 8th place. In 8th place, I've gone for someone that like I always say, I like to analyze the picks that I make, because if I don't analyze them, maybe you misunderstand them. But I think in 8th place, I've gone for Ricardo Carvalho. Now, a lot of people will have him higher up. Now, here is why I don't have him that much higher up. He he was a fantastic centre back. If we are talking about top centre backs of all time, he will be he will be above a lot of players that are above him in this list. But we are talking about Premier League centre backs. You understand? I think his prime was at Porto. He was he was like he won a lot of accolades in Porto, winning the Champions League with the famous Champions League, that Mourinho side, before Mourinho brought him to Chelsea in 2004. So Ricardo Carvalho was very fantastic. He was an integral part of that Chelsea team that only conceded 15 goals in the Premier League. You understand? In 2005. But he's 8th in my list simply because there are other players that have done more in the Premier League. So because this is a Premier League top 10 best defenders of all time, he had his best time at Porto. He was very good. I'm not taking anything away from him. I mean, he's 8th place, so it means he's one of the top 10 best defenders in the Premier League history. But I don't know. I'm trying to explain myself so much for Carvalho because I know he's a top player, but his best time was at Porto, and he came to Chelsea. He was very good. Partnered with John Terry. They had a very good partnership, and Ricardo Carvalho was a very good player. Finished 9th place in Ballon d'Or, but that was before he came to Chelsea. He also won UEFA Club Best Defender of the Year before he came to Chelsea. So most of the things were before he came to Chelsea. He won the Premier League with Chelsea. He won one Premier League title with Chelsea. Ricardo Carvalho was absolutely fantastic, and he's 8th place in our list. In 7th place, I've gone for Jaap Stam, Manchester United legend. He has two times UEFA Club Defender of the Year in 1999 and year 2000. 3 times PFA Team of the Year. Jaap Stam was absolutely fantastic, winning 3 Premier League titles in 3 seasons. Man, like he won 3 Premier League titles. He played for Manchester United in 3 years. He won 3 Premier League titles. He was Team of the Year 3 times. Like if he had a longer career at Manchester United, he would be very high up in this league. A lot of people do not know about Jaap Stam. A lot of young ones do not know about Jaap Stam, but he was absolutely incredible. I didn't watch him to be very honest, but the record speaks for itself. Playing 3 seasons and winning the title 3 seasons as an integral part of the team. I think Jaap Stam was absolutely fantastic, and he deserves to be in this list. In 7th place. In 6th place, I've gone for a very famous take, the current manager of Bayern Munich, Vincent Kompany. Captain fantastic. He was part of the first group of players that actually started winning things for Manchester City. He was absolutely fantastic. I remember the season where he scored an absolute screamer to win the league. And before he took that shot, the likes of, I think it was Sane. It was either Sane or Sterling that was telling him not to shoot. It was at the dying minute of the game. I've forgotten the opponent. I think it was Leicester, something like that. It was at the dying minute of the game, and he was being told not to shoot, and he was like, "Fuck it, man, I'm going to shoot." And he did shoot, and he scored that goal, and he ended up winning the league for Manchester City as a captain, winning 4 Premier League titles, 1-time Premier League Player of the Year, 3 times Premier League Team of the Year, second most clean sheet as a Premier League defender. I think Vincent Kompany is absolutely fantastic. He had a very brilliant career, and he is deservedly in 6th place. Some could even argue that he could be higher up in this list. So is everyone. That like there's a lot of players in this list, a lot of legends in this list that you could argue that they could be higher up in this list. But winning 4 Premier League titles, I think it is massive. Like there's not a lot of players that has that, and with the individual accolades that he has, Premier League Player of the Year. These days we hardly see defenders winning Premier League Player of the Year, but the likes of Vincent Kompany and some top defenders that we have in this list actually won it. So the Vincent Kompany is 6th place in our list. And moving on to 5th place. 5th place, I've gone for an old school, someone that I didn't watch at all. But there are some people that even if you didn't see them, the record speaks for themselves. The likes of Tony Adams. Tony Adams, talking about longevity. only player in English football history to captain a title-winning team in 3 different decades. Like, he was captain for close to 30 years, and they won in 3 different decades of football. That's massive. That's longevity. You understand? Winning 4 league titles, although only two of them is two. He won 2 Premier League titles, but he won 4 league titles before he was already playing before the official Barclay Premier League. You understand? So I think part of the reason why he's 5th, because if he started his career in the Premier League era, he would have been very, very much higher up in the list. So, but I've gone for Tony Adams in 5th place, winning 4 league titles and 2 Premier League titles. In 4th place, I've gone for a current player who is inevitable. He is absolutely fantastic. I think people. I saw a video of someone saying that Virgil Van Dijk is not top 10 best centre backs in Premier League, and I'm like, why, man? Like, just because Liverpool are having a rough season and Van Dijk is playing in that moment, probably playing bad. Yes, he's playing bad, but every single player in this list, every single player from number 1 to number 10 had their bad moments, had their bad times. When you are talking about great players, you talk about their peak and you talk about what they achieved in their peak, and I think Virgil Van Dijk has absolutely achieved a lot. He's a very, very top player, and he's 4th in my list. I think he deserves to be in 4th place in this list. UEFA Men's Player of the Year, 2nd place in the Ballon d'Or rank. That's absolutely fantastic. That's the highest in this particular list. 2nd place in the Ballon d'Or ranking. PFA Player of the Year in 2019, Premier League Player of the Year in 2019, Champions League Defender of the Year also in 2019, and 5th Pro World 11, 5 times FIFA Team of the Year. That's what it means, 5 times FIFA Team of the Year. I think Virgil van Dijk is absolutely fantastic, and I get why people talk down on him now, because he's not having a good time. And when he's flying, I also get why people go overboard. I've heard some people say that he's the best centre back in the Premier League history. I don't think he is, but I also do not agree with the people that thinks that he's not top 10. Like, that's crazy. Anybody that is not top 5, that's actually crazy. I think Virgil van Dijk is absolutely fantastic. Every single player has had their downtimes. Just because we didn't watch them did not mean that they were absolutely flawless throughout their career. Not a single player, except you want to talk about the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi, the likes of them. But every other player, there's always a few seasons when you are not playing well. That's how it is. So Virgil van Dijk is 4th place in my list. In 3rd place, I've gone for Rio Ferdinand. Rio Ferdinand is our 3rd best Premier League centre back of all time. 6 times PFA Team of the Year, 2 times FIFA World 11, winning 6 Premier League titles. One of the best defensive partnership of all time in football history. Certainly the best defensive partnership in Premier League history, alongside Nemanja Vidic. I think Rio Ferdinand is absolutely fantastic. He, talking about longevity wise, he's absolutely top. Breaking the English transfer record for a player, I think it was a player or for a defender, something like that. But he definitely broke the English transfer record fee from West Ham to Manchester United, and he came to Manchester United. I think from the first season he was absolutely fantastic up until the end. His reading of the game, his ball playing, everything. Like Rio Ferdinand was absolutely fantastic, a phenomenal player, one of the Premier League greatest centre backs of all time, definitely. He's top 3 in our list, and deservedly so. And moving on to 2nd place is his partner, talking about the best defensive partnership in the history of the Premier League, with Nemanja Vidic, the Serbian international. Fantastic player, absolutely incredible player. I think one of the most underrated defenders of all time, because I have seen a lot of top 5s. I've seen a lot of top 5 Premier League centre backs. Not a lot though, but I've definitely seen a Premier League top 5 centre backs without Nemanja Vidic, and I've seen a top 10 best centre backs of all time without him as well. having in mind that this guy won 2 times Premier League Player of the Year. Like, he won 6 Premier League titles, by the way, and out of those 6 Premier League titles, he won 2 of them as the best footballer, not the best defender though. He won 2 of the 6 Premier League titles as the best player in the league. Like, that's madness, man. Like he's the only defender to have done that. That's one, and that's crazy to have won. Do you know the amount of work? Do you know the amount of things that a defender must have done to win the Premier League Player of the Year? And then the season after, the next season, didn't win it. He won it in 2009, and then 2010 was also absolutely. Chelsea won the league in 2010, and then 2011 he won it again. Meaning he was Manchester United best player throughout that 3 years period. Like, he was absolutely fantastic, winning the Premier League 6 times, 4 times PFA Team of the Year, 2 times FIFA Pro World 11, and 70% winning rates as a Premier League player with 211 Premier League appearances. I think Nemanja Vidic is absolutely fantastic, and is our second best centre back in Premier League history. Now, moving on to the first place, I am sure you all have guessed it, is the Captain Fantastic, John Terry, the English. This is one of the things that, like, there's no way John Terry is the best for me. Like, being a Manchester United fan, especially maybe because I watched football in John Terry's era, John Terry, Vidic, Ferdinand, and co. You understand? So I think John Terry is absolutely fantastic. Most goals scored by a Premier League defender, 4 times PFA Team of the Year, winning the Premier League, I think 5 times. I think he won the Premier League 5 times. 5 times FIFA Pro World 11, like FIFA Team of the Year. Most clean sheets by a Premier League defender. He is absolutely fantastic. Like, he kept 214 clean sheets, man. 214 Premier League clean sheets. That's absolutely fantastic. UEFA Cup Defender of the Year. John Terry is absolutely fantastic, and he is the best centre back in the history of the Premier League. And I think a lot of you will agree with me. Not so much more than the likes of Vidic and Rio Ferdinand, but bearing in mind that Vidic and Ferdinand was the best defensive partnership in Premier League. So, like, it's always going to favor them. Like it's almost like when you talk about the likes of Gabriel and Saliba being the best defensive partnership in the Premier League. So it's always going to make them better because they complement each other. You understand? So Rio Ferdinand and Vidic always complemented each other. Meanwhile, the likes of John Terry had to play with. He had a very, very good partnership with Ricardo Cannavaro. He had a very, very good partnership with Ricardo Cannavaro, but he also played with different the likes of Ivanovic, Azpilicueta, a lot of different centre backs, and he was absolutely top every single time. So I think John Terry is the best Premier League centre back of all time. So let's quickly run through our list. In 10th place, I went for Mikel Sylvester, Arsenal and Manchester United. In 9th place, I've gone for Sol Campbell, Tottenham and Arsenal. In 8th place, I've gone for Ricardo Carvalho for Chelsea. And in 7th place, I've gone for Jaap Stam, Manchester United. In 6th place, I've gone for Vincent Kompany of Manchester City. In 5th place, I've gone for Tony Adams of Arsenal. I think he also played for Tottenham. I'm not so sure, but I think he also played for Tottenham. And in 4th place, I've gone for Virgil Van Dijk of Liverpool. In 3rd place, I've gone for Rio Ferdinand of Manchester United and West Ham. In 2nd place, I've gone for Nemanja Vidic of Manchester United. And in 1st place, I've gone for John Terry of Chelsea. So tell me, what changes would you make in this list, and share your thoughts on our video. Do well to share, comment, like, subscribe, and see you on the next one.